I'll kick off with the best man speeches. I've known him a little longer than everyone else. So I'll start off. And like most younger brothers, Sam came along kind of knowing that his role in life was to disrupt mine, I think. And he relished it from the very beginning. And every single thing possibly way you can think of. As he already alluded to, he's affectionately nicknamed the Little Sod by his own mother, which kind of set the tone for him. And it was no coincidence that his favourite film growing up was Problem Child. The thing with Sam right through his life is he wears his heart on his sleeve. And if you know him, he'll definitely tell you about it or find a way to kind of make it up to you and make it known. Like dropping my treasured Fisher-Price tape recorder out the bedroom window, our bedroom window, when I was about 6 or 7, just literally right in front of my eyes, just seeing my reaction. Obviously, promptly after that, the wall went up and our bedroom became split into 2 because I could not handle him in my room anymore, go through my stuff. And despite being chubby, he was very, very fast. And so he was out the room and down the stairs and sat next to Mum with a fat little smile on his face like butter wouldn't melt, and I couldn't touch him, for a while at least. And a favourite hobby of Sam's at this time growing up was sitting in his pram, going on the street, picking out all the big bosoms on the street. And he had a list of the parts, 50 bosoms, so bosoms, and he'd happily point out any big set of bosoms on the street and just look at them and ogle them. I think it's something that kind of is maintained till today, actually. But he knew that every single female went potty for him. For some reason, those long gone dimples that are long gone now. But when he was about 3, he was a cute little fat guy, and he was cute, he was chubby, and yeah, all the women went nuts for him. And he realised he had some sort of charm. And he also had some sort of fearless streak about him though, which I don't know where it came from, but he was fearless. Like dropping my tape recorder out the window. But after that, whereas at 6, for me, the age of thinking I don't want to stand outside the headmistress's office, for him, it was like a rite of passage. And so whereas for me, it was scary, for him, he had a VIP spot. He'd be standing outside there literally every week, and he took it all in his stride, and he liked to have banter with his teachers, and even made one of them cry when he was 6, because he took it too far. I mean, he was that kind of guy. He was very, very leery. But the speed training evading my capture had worked in his favour, and so at the age of about 6, he became a household hero when he became a J2 sprint champ. And he was lightning quick. Yeah. And he would have won that race by a hell of a lot more had he not been looking at the crowd, celebrating and waving and smiling as he finished the line.
Original Usain Bolt, people.
He was, yeah. But he was literally natural at every sport, especially golf. When he was 6 or 7 and we played with Dad a lot, 3 of us. Although he liked a cheeky little kick out the rough or a toe poke and the old practice, the missed swing was practice and all that sort of stuff. But he was very, very good. And so outwardly at times he might have felt my wrath, but inside I was always his biggest fan. And his whole attitude to life was very refreshing. He kind of did what he wanted to do all the time, and kind of 2 fingers to the rest of people who didn't want to see what he did. But he's also got a deep side to him, and he made him sort of a multifaceted guy who you could sort of talk to and connect with on many different levels. And he's always known the important things in life, and he's done it his way. He was a kid who dyed his hair different colours when he felt like it, because he wanted to, partly also because of 2 fingers to the school. So, I'll do what I want. Likewise, when he shaved his hair off when he was about 7 or 8 or something, that was unheard of. He just did it. And then as he got older, the dress sense changed, and the blue belt jeans came out.
Yeah, you know that. You guys know
when
that.
He was about 10, and he just didn't fit with the Dainto uniform that came off, the expensive blazer, the bomber jacket came on, the skinhead, the blue belts, and the drum and bass bloody music came on. And thinking about it, we had like a 2-inch plywood wall between our rooms, and he'd be like, "Fuck you, I'm doing what I want." And then it came on. Pretty much 3 or 4 years from the age of 13, 14, throughout the teenage years. Until, fortunately, he was bought a car when he was about 18. And so the car that was nicely polished, I've got to say, very clean, weekly shines, sat out the front of the house, and he realised that he could probably piss off a lot more people by putting a beambox in the front of the car and playing his music as loud as he possibly could, rather than just annoying me, he'd annoy the whole street. And that's what he did then for the next year or so.
Yeah.
With Mum literally sat 10 metres in front of him with the pane of glass between them, waving at each other as he became his rebel, playing his fucking bad boy music. And that lasted a few years.
Oh man.
And that car, I've got to say, never actually moved off the driveway with Sam sat at the steering wheel. Fortunately for me, my car broke down, so I took it for a little while.
Yeah.
But Sam never actually made that car move, nor another one in the intervening 14 years. He's never actually driven a car.
All right, man.
Instead, he leaves it driving for the golf course.
Yes.
Always trying to repeat that feat of the 7-year-old of tearing up the fairway in Estepona and flipping the golf buggy upside down A-Team style, when the bunker just came out of nowhere, and he couldn't do anything about it. And the first time in my life, and only time ever, I've seen someone actually flipping a 180 on a golf buggy down a fairway. And as well as the golf buggy, he also likes to go-kart, or he likes to talk a good game.
Ooh,
as the old stag party might testify.
debatable.
He likes a good game, and then likes to put around the back. And I think it was a C final, not ABC. C final of his stag do. So I think he came out 20th overall. Although Fry,
got cheated.
Being amazing mate as he is, Fry came up last.
There you go.
And I think for Sam, the driving is really the final frontier. Like marriage today has been a big thing, but the driving test is the final frontier that he won't,
do it when we do it, we do it when we do it.
That's what he says. I think he just likes to get his drink on and have a few pints, and then let Sophie be his chauffeur. But as he grew up, the brotherly rivalry naturally grew. And from naturally, earlier on, being 5 years older than him, I was always bigger and stronger.
Hang on.
You reckon?
And then throughout, Sam started to test himself as he kind of got to a certain age, testosterone in teenage years. And so the wrestling became a bit more exerting. And whereas he'd been just good for goal kick practice or a bit of tackling in the garden,
That's bullshit.
it started being for a match. And we spent a lot of hours in the garden. And then in the house, as various light shades and window panes will testify.
Yep.
Sorry, Mum, but it was great fun.
Yeah. It was a light.
And I remember a similar moment being when I was about 14 and Sam was 9, and I probably pushed him too far. In the back of the car one time, and he literally lamped me, right hook, right in the jaw, proper great punch. And I let him have that one, unfortunately. I mean, looking now, he's much bigger and stronger than me, so it's good to let him have that one. But also, it's an important moment because I started thinking, actually, yeah, you're a real person, you're a little right, and I shouldn't sort of piss you off as much as I should. And I respected him. And a lot more since, to be honest, because deep down, Sam might be this laid-back joker, but underneath, if you test him, he'll show you happily there's a real steely underneath. There's a steely core to him. For instance, I can't imagine the pain of having my arm trapped down a luggage conveyor belt when I'm about 3 years old and having almost my arm ripped off, like Sam did, or then 10 years later, punching through a pane of glass and having his arteries split open and jags of glass.
Yeah, I did that as well, alright? I did
Two
that.
things that for me personally, just as witnessed it firsthand, were horrifying. But for him personally, he just did it. He got through it, and he's a tough guy.
Long time ago.
And while those two things happened on my watch, Sophie kind of noticed she was getting into it because a few years ago, when they rode holidays together in Turkey, Sam on the diving board, typical Sam style, showing off, dived in, trying to show how good he was, and managed to smash his head open on the bottom of the pool. And had it been about 1 inch this side, it would have been very, very nasty, the doctor said. So luckily he got away with that. But fortunately, Sophie knows what she's getting into. So all I can say is kind of good luck on that one. You would have thought he'd learned his lessons on the diving board, especially having been in Spain growing up when he perfected a tooth chipper. Not once, twice, I think 3 times
bullshit.
in a baby pool to dive in and love chipping his front 2 teeth. I think 2 or 3 times. Also did it off the front of a mountain bike while to feel it. It's like the teeth are there to be demolished.
You can't call it that. I was unlucky. Yeah, I was unlucky on that occasion, okay? It's not the tooth.
But yeah, this occasion luckily it was so.
Yeah.
And she sorted him out.
Tooth chip.
But it's because he's kind of got this abundance of energy. Although he tries to disguise it at times with getting his drink on, he actually is a very, very energetic guy with an amazing sense of imagination. But also going back in the day, he stopped being allowed appetizers because he would literally go nuts. If you had him in the pub garden having a couple of appetizers, he would just be off on one for half an hour. So that was cut back from a very young age. But he would always come up with ideas for the games in the garden. Even though he was 5 years younger, he'd be the one coming up with the things to do. And if you're bored, just go to Sam and he would entertain you. I mean, as you can see tonight, he is that guy. And throughout the years, although he's been 5 years younger than me, he's always been an entertaining force in my life. And so now, while the inevitable brotherly rivalry exists still, and can you believe he has never actually won an arm wrestle still?
No, that's bullshit.
Still,
no, I don't accept
on,
that.
But even still,
I don't accept that.
That's true. You know it is.
Well, it's on. Yeah. I have won an arm wrestle in my life.
You haven't actually, not
Against you? No, there you go. I
Actually,
beat
not
Dad all
against
the
me.
time.
You beat Dad all the time.
There you go.
But Sam, the thing with Sam, he's got a serious side too.
Yeah.
And I got to have the shock of when I
Preach it.
came in one day, and I think it might be George's fault, Sister George. I came in and Sam was sat at the dining room table, first doing his homework, which in itself was the first. But secondly, wearing a bloody pair of glasses. Like Sam did not own a pair of spectacles as far as I was aware, but there he was, sat with his little specs on, doing his homework, goody 2 shoes. And I later found out I think he's got his first little girlfriend at school, so he's trying to be all appealing to her. And that lasted for a while. But like Clark Kent, when the specs went on, Sam became very serious, and I wouldn't be allowed to annoy him or put the TV on or try and niggle him, get a wrestle going or something. He'd be like, no, and he's a model pupil. But like Clark Kent, take him off, and the Super Sam came out to play, which was the best time of my life, really. And it's something interesting to note that Sam has never ever worn glasses at work. Not once.
Not once.
So
No, not once,
Sam is
actually.
kind of locked away when he's 13.
Don't look like Neil. Where are you, Neil? Hey! Hey! Glasses!
It's very special to work with Sam now every
Love
day at work, and Dad too. It's beautiful, it's brilliant, and it's nothing we ever planned. And it's crazy how things work out sometimes, especially as Sam was all set to be a scientist back in the day, or sports scientist at least. But he packed his bags for uni, having left it very, very late, so he ended up in a house for the third year students on the campus or housing 10 miles away from campus. And obviously went downhill very fast from there because the idea of getting a bus was nuts. And also he turned on the first seminar and doing a sports scientist degree, didn't actually realise you might have to bring a PE kit. So when he got told you might have to do a bit of sport, he's like, no, I'm out. And so he lasted one term and then he came home. And while his stay at uni was very short, it was also very sweet. His 20th birthday, I think it's one he won't ever forget, nor will I. It was pretty good.
That's horrendous. Worst birthday ever, actually.
I spent my life trying to look after the guy, as your little brother, thinking, what can I do to help him? This was the first time ever he was standing there thinking, you're on your own, mate. I can't do anything about you, for you. And so his whole housemates, I've got to say, they're all twats, back and back. They're all 3 years older than him, weren't his real mates. And they'd organised some granny stripper for him to come along and celebrate his birthday. Ended up stripping Sam naked and whipping him and covering him in foam, and everyone had an amazing time.
Worst day of my life!
Yeah, it was Sam's very emotional life. Due to the fact that as a naive teenager, he kind of shaved his bottom when he thought it was a little bit too hairy. And so he ended up like a gorilla, basically, by the age of 20. And Sophie got a big job in your hand with EMAC on Sunday morning because he didn't want to be T-Wolf with his speedos on the beach in Bali.
That's harsh.
Well, I digress anyway. It's this Super Sam that I think Sophie saw from early on. And likewise, he immediately realised that she was unique and a true blessing in his life. She's unique in a lot of great ways. She's beautiful, funny, and I love being with her. They invited me on a holiday a couple of years ago with them. It's just a great couple to be with. And she's also unique in one way that she's the only girl ever not to dump Sam, I think. So that's pretty good as well. But we all took her to the hearts very early on. And we thought of her as part of the family for the last 5 or 6 years.
Come on, man, that's harsh.
It's true. Harsh but true. It's since the very beginning. And she's part of our family. And we think very, very highly of her. She's godmother to our niece. And she will make a fantastic mum when the time comes. I can't wait for that. That will be the surreal moment of my life. Seeing Sam, the goofy little brother, being a father. I mean, it's one thing getting around today because I've been living in Sim for 5 years anyway, so, no big deal. But him being a dad, all I can say is good luck. If you've got a boy, seriously, good luck. He is a handful. But it's been an absolute pleasure watching my little brother grow into this mature man we see today, while still being this little boy inside that I've always loved and, wanted to be around for 35 years. So it's kind of, this is the guy I love more than anyone, and I want you to raise your glasses now, please. For a bond that will endure, SAS Sam and SOPH.
You lot thought it was over. There's another 4 best men after us, so. Right, what an amazing day it's been. What an amazing day it's been. Beautiful ceremonies, amazing. So many family and friends. So much history in the area, of course, the palace in the corner. And I know how seriously Sam has taken that in his own preparations. He's gone heavy on the last 3 months on the ale and the food, trying to recreate the haunch of a former resident of the palace. He's nailed it. Like a modern day Henry VIII. I like it. I'd just like to thank Sam for his genuine words and kind words on behalf of the bridesmaids and maids on it. And they're genuine heartfelt. Everyone's looking beautiful, only to be eclipsed, of course, by our beautiful bride, Sophie Emery. So, for those of you who don't know us, this is James, I'm Tom, and we are best men 2 and 3. Now, I know what everyone's thinking, we've talked about it, and I know what you're all thinking, when you're diving, 3 best men. It's a little unusual, maybe greedy, perhaps a bit of a cop-out. Don't worry, there are plenty of good things that come in 3s. 3 wise men. There you go. 3 musketeers. There you go. A modern day take that. And I know for a fact you have always felt more comfortable in a group of 4 anyway. The academics amongst us also know the rule of 3 suggests that things that come in 3 are funnier, more satisfying and more effective than any other number. On the flip side, of course, no one ever got lucky off a 3-leaf clover, so we'll see how this pans out. In all seriousness, I'm an identical twin, and I've always been half of something. But it's been a pleasure getting to know Matt and James over the last few months, and I'm very proud to stand here as a third of your best men. So here's how this bit's going to work. We've already heard from Matt about what a pleasure it is to have Sam as best brother, as a brother. Between the 3 of us, we have Sam's 31 years covered. So what James and I are now going to do, I'll just try and feel a bit more of a picture of what it's like to have Sam and what a great best mate he really is. Through no fault of our own, this isn't going to take too long. It all does start to feel like it's dragging, then you get a good idea of what it's like to have known Sam. So I've known Sam for 3 or 4 years, and we grew up together, we went to school together, we lived together, and then 2008 we decided to cement our friendship by becoming Facebook. And growing up, we were always around each other's houses, and the family home was always just around the corner, so we'd be around all the time, and we spent most of the time in the garden playing some sort of game, and we'd just be out there for hours on end, basically until it was either pitch black, board had gone through the neighbour's greenhouse, or Sam had an argument with Irene, and she had to jot over something. And Sam's always loved his sport. He's got a natural talent for it, whatever he does, football, rugby, cricket. Squash? It's the argumentative side. So, Irene drives Sam always growing up to have that argumentative side. And he'd always have a bit of a rebellious side as well. So, at school he'd get a few tensions, he'd get in a bit of trouble, that kind of thing. And then, one time it got a little bit more serious. Now, I won't go into too much detail, but the police got yeah, I know. Sam was after a clear and a police identity lineup. And for a long time, it really wasn't looking very good. Still to this day, I know I can't believe his luck. When he walked into the room and standing in the light already, Gary and Nicholas Linder.
So it was at Hampton where I met Sam at secondary school. We met at a house party in Esher. We soon became really good friends. Our free-flowing conversation highlighted exactly how much we were on the same page. His many enduring qualities came through. I think you all kind of been there and experienced them over time. His kindness, his humour and his self-confidence. It was a particular quality that I admired that came through the most though. It was his ability not to bow down to peer pressure. Most kids in their teenage years fall into certain trends. Not Sam. Not Sam at all. A prime example of this was his love for music. Whilst everyone else was in the playground belting out the latest or watching the latest dance clip, there there was Sam, belting his heart out, channeling a pre-teenage girl singing Any Single Backstreet Boys. Well, a lot of people were saying, bye-bye, Connor. There was him saying that I don't want that. Sam also had a huge love of Marvel superheroes. And it was with such a shame that his tryouts to become a superhero was so hampered by injury. His first attempt at becoming Flash Gordon was hampered by a dodgy injury in his ankle and a sponsorship with Marlboro Lights. His second attempt at becoming Spider-Man was suffered by what I was quite surprised by, a weak wrist. And his final attempt as Superman failed when he tried to fly in Turkey and ended up hitting the bottom of the swimming pool and cracking his head open and very near. So it was with great relief that Sam actually found his calling in life as the lesser of two Italian plumbers. It was with great irony that he finally met his Wonder Woman. Oh, sorry, that's Wonder How She Copes Woman. One of the fondest memories I have with Sam though is passing back and forth a notepad in the At the time, it was basically a collection of our teenage acts, our memories, and generally kind of our inner emotions. No. I've got an extract from it here. James, you're definitely going to be my best man. Really? That would be amazing. You know you can have more than one. Now, it's a little unusual, maybe greedy, and perhaps a cop-out. Not many people also know that Sam was also the first person to go independent. He picked himself up, moved out of his house, and got his own place. I question whether he could handle the responsibility, the upbringing, and the demands of living on his own. But there he was, at 15 years old, he moved out to the cabin in his back garden. This is where he roasted the deck in the summer and boarded on the edge of hypothermia in the winter. It was quite something, as all of this, it also doubled up as a public drinking house, where all his spotty and grotty teenage mates would come over, stay, and learn their limitations of language. And I will never forget, in fact, I will never miss waking up, hungover, with you stood looming over me. But all in all, Sam and I spent a lot of time in our teenage years, growing up, chatting, and learning generally together. Whether it be clubbing, going on holiday, or just generally talking. It was those years that formed the basis of our relationship, and it's the reason why we're so close today. One of the most affable elements of our relationship is our ability to talk openly and honestly without preconceptions and judgment. It was amazing to have as a teenager, and it's amazing to have here today. I've already touched on the values that make Sam. His kindness, his humour, his self-confidence. We've heard his humour. Also, his really long conversations. We've brought everybody. But quite simply, Sam is just an amazing friend. He's someone that's always had my back, has had Tom's back, and he's someone that's always been there for us. And I'd like to thank him as a friend. But ignoring all that soppy stuff, Sam is a teenager at this point in life. He's got life choices to make. Where does Sam go next?
So yeah, Sam decided the at the age of 24, Sam and I made an attempt to become top rowers, and we moved into a flat together in Surbiton, where we lived for almost 2 years. Now, for most of the time, two men, we relentlessly battled to fit in evenings down the local pub, quiz machine, Mario Kart, and KFC Grand Prix Sundays. But Sam always continued to love the sport, and he'll never lose it. But at this point, he'd turned his attention to a new passion in life, and one that he still actively pursues today. His love for the virtual outdoors. The virtual outdoor adventurer, for those who don't know, is somebody who's got all the gear. He watches the TV survival programs. He talks about going to live in the wilderness, but he never seems to get far. The biggest adventure in the last 3 years has been with his Pokemon Go. But it does remind me of a story that I like to share with you now. Sam, my brother and I, we decided we were going to go in the woods and we were going to build the best place ever. So we packed up our little rucksacks, we put some snacks in, some drinks in, 10 on some stuff out. We set up my bikes outdoors. So we spent hours collecting the best ranches and leaves, we built shelter, we built impenetrable entry defences. And after a little while we stood back and we had my eye face and we thought that's fantastic. But then it got a bit ugly. We got a message saying we had to go. It sounded absolutely destroyed. The lies filled up, went red, filled with tears, lit wobble, and you just point blank refused to go. And we tried absolutely everything, all the bribes, and tried to scout late, stuff, so we had wrestling, a bit of blackmail, we did blanket bar. Nothing was like I had to try and take control. So I said, come on Sam, we've got to go. He said, I don't want to. I said, we've got to go, Sam. You're getting married today.
Now, despite all these wonderful memories, I think we can all agree that the happiest and most productive of all of Sam's years is what I like to classify as the age of Samfish. I will never forget these guys getting together. Now, I wasn't there, but I do know that these guys chose the classiest and most traditional venues around. As you can see from the current photos, it's clearly a hot spot for love. That's when you met. Now, I remember when you guys first met. I remember it clearly because Sam called me up the next day. And he turned to me and he said, I've met a girl. Now, at that point, I wasn't exactly putting the pipe. But the more Sam went on and he talked about it, the more I realised that this girl was someone really special. Aside from the obvious, yeah, she's really hot, mate, there was obviously a real connection there. And after a few days, he turned to me and he said, I know this girl, and I know this girl is, possibly the one. And look at them today. When I met her, I was told that not only was she right, she was great looking, she has great chat, but also, as you can see, they are quite well suited for each other. And even now, they are quite truly perfect for one another. It didn't take long for it to become serious. Sam soon got his own place and so did he. And straight away you can tell Sam was so happy and so comfortable. In fact, the first time that Sam had actually stretched farther than 5 miles out of Surbiton. No, in all seriousness, I think we can all agree that these guys are both like an amazing, amazing couple. And I speak for the three of us when I say that they have a lifetime of happiness together. But I also speak for everyone in this room, where we can see themselves having spent their whole lifetime in true happiness.
Just to finish. Great finish. We've seen so many different versions of Sam over the years. It's the best version. You can't underestimate Sam, you've been like a brother to us. You look out for us. You've always got time for us. You're always there for us. I know how much it means to you and your best friend. I know there's a little part of you that will get back in your face with your hands. But guys, we compliment each other so much. We make it, and we just